Staff at Community Services and Health Industry Skills Council have put a lot of effort into mapping units of competency to the Australian Core Skills Framework. This information is located in a companion volume for each training package. The ACSF lets you see the levels of skill identified for each unit in these summary tables. Let's look at an example. This unit is about analysing information to inform children's learning. It's about gathering information about children through observation, but also through sources that need to be read or listened to. This example unit requires the learner to read reports, participate in discussions, and record observations, usually as a written task. Now, the ACSF mapping information about this unit says that the ACSF levels include reading at level 3, writing at level 3, and oral communication at level 3. These ACSF levels aren't meant to be entry requirements or exclude people from a training program. They're just those required of a competent learner. These levels are there to help provide you with information about what to aim for in your training program and to work out the support that a learner may need. Let's go a bit deeper into our example unit and focus on the skill of writing. At level 3, the ACSF says that performance should include an ability to produce a range of text types, some familiar and some unfamiliar. So, at level 3, you'd want to see learners being able to communicate information in writing, using sentences, and maybe some dot points. You might encourage learners to use a plan, draft, edit approach, where the learner jots down some notes and thinks about how to organise them in a workplace text. A learner should also be able to use terms that are appropriate for the job. For more detail on writing at level 3, start with the summary grid on page 161 of the ACSF document. It may seem like quite a lot, but if you think about it, they really are the skills performed to write a report such as this. This is a sample observation report. The form asks for learning outcomes, and you can see where the childhood educator has made the relevant notes. So the writing on this form is certainly at level 3. The writer uses the appropriate form, responding to highlighted prompts, uses legible handwriting, uses appropriate phrases, idioms, abbreviations, and vocabulary for the task, uses appropriate punctuation and accurate spelling, and self-corrects. So, these reports demonstrate how important it is for you to identify the foundation skills, like writing, necessary to complete tasks like filling out a report or form. You then need to make sure that these skills become part of the teaching and learning program for the unit. Ask yourself, what report formats are used? What information will educators need to read? What conversations will need to be had? And with whom? You might need to build up to some of the tasks in a unit. For example, if you look back at the sample observation report, there's a particular approach that needs to be taken. The headings note aspects of a child's development. The headings are then further broken down to explain their behaviours. The educator needs to note how the behaviours are demonstrated. This form is complex. Trainers would need to explain to learners how the form is constructed and how it should be completed. Once learners understand the why, the task will become straightforward. Trainers shouldn't just assume that someone new to this field would intuitively understand how the form should be completed. It will need practice. Practice as part of the vocational learning program. Your training program could focus on the 2 or 3 different formats an observation report might come in, or focus on some typical words and phrases that would be used to complete them. You could provide some completed forms for learners to use as models, and then move on to the plan, draft, edit approach. Always allow time for your learners to practice and make sure they can get help when needed. Now remember, writing is just one of the foundation skills in this unit. You'll need to look over a unit and make sure that other foundation skills, such as reading and oral communication, are covered as well. It all adds up to the learner building foundation skills that are appropriate for the job.